Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to chess.com Global Championship Finals. We have 8 top class players playing rapid chess and we have quite some interesting games. So I just picked out one for today. Now we have Wesley So with white pieces and Dmitry Andreikin with black pieces, and this was one hell of a game. Now Wesley started with the move e4, and after c5 he decided to go for the open Sicilian, and black now decides to go for the Taimanov. Now, after we exchange the knights, we follow the theory with bishop d3, d5 and castles. Now white wants to play rook d1 quickly and cause some problems for black before he can fully develop. Andreikin plays bishop d7, and now after e5, kicking the knight away, we have gained some more space here on the king side, so we can just play queen to g4. Now we're also attacking this pawn on g7, and of course something like castles is not a great idea, because we also have these two bishops here that could be dangerous, and also the queen. And black no longer has his knight here protecting his king because we played e5. And in this case, we have bishop to h6 immediately, just threatening mate, and the only defense is to play g6, and this of course loses an exchange after bishop takes f8. So that's why castling is not an option. g6 here. So now white plays bishop to h6, preventing any ideas of castling. And now rook to b8. This is a pretty nice idea. Black basically wants to activate his rook on the 4th rank here, also attacking the queen. And now Wesley played rook to b1, basically protecting this pawn because it was also attacked. And now rook to b4. Now queen to g3 and g5. Now with this move, black gives himself a nice square here on h4 for the rook, and this bishop also looks kind of stuck here. And now after queen to f3, rook to h4, like we said, bishop to g7, rook to g8. Now Wesley doesn't move the bishop, but attacks the rook. Andreikin doesn't move the rook, but attacks the queen, answering a threat with an even higher threat. That's a lot of times a great idea in chess. So Wesley just had to move now to f4 with the queen, and only now Andreikin moves his rook to h5. Now the bishop is still attacked, so white has to defend it. But now queen to c7, attacking this pawn for the 3rd time, and is going to fall. Black just takes the pawn on e5 and is just threatening to come in with knight to f3. And it looks pretty bad for Wesley So, but you're going to see what happened next. White played bishop to e2, defending against this threat, and now bishop to d6. After rook to d1, knight to f3, giving a check, white has to take, we recapture, and we can see that this king is in quite some danger. Because we have a lot of pressure here on this diagonal, we have the rooks here on the same files as the king is, and also this pawn is causing some problems to the opponent's king. That's why we have a great potential in our attack. Now what Wesley did, he just moved the king to h1, but now what? Rook takes g3. Of course, we just sacrifice material because we have so many pieces looking there. He has no great defense here, he has to take the rook back, and now we just take on g3. That's the whole point. We want to open up the opponent's king, and we did, and black is winning now. But okay, white of course doesn't give up. He plays rook to g1, and now bishop takes h2 of course, attacking the rook, rook g8, king to d7, and now we have some nasty threats here with black. For example, bishop to f4 comes with a check, and we could, just pick up the queen. So that's why bishop to e3 is necessary, because if you try a bishop to f4 check now, white is actually better now because you sacrifice the rook and you don't have that much anymore. White is just going to play king to g1 and escape. So that's why bishop to f4 is not a great move here, and you have to wait for that moment to, move the bishop out of the way with a discovered check. Now the winning move would be something like queen to e5, getting the queen closer to the king and not rushing things so much with bishop to f4. But what black did, black just played a5. Now, this is a rapid game. Maybe he didn't want to lose so much time and thought that, okay, I still have all these threats in the position of, moving the bishop, away, with a check. But this actually loses all the advantage, and now the position is equal. After knight to e4, it's a nice move because, this pawn is pinned, we can't take the knight. Black now played bishop to f4 check, and after king to g1, took on e3, and now he went in with queen to h2 check, but it's sadly not enough here for a checkmate or anything, because white just plays his king to f1, and you don't have anything here. If you check him, he's just going to come back with the rook, and the position is drawn. But black here played bishop to a6 check, and after king to e1, rook to e5. And black thought, okay, I have a really nasty pin here. The knight, the queen, and the king are all in the same file. But guys, pause the video and tell me, what should white do here? It's really not that hard. Okay, so the winning move is just queen to a7, of course. You can see that the king can't go back because of the rook. And after we give him a check here, where is he going to go? The knight also controls this square, so the king is completely mated here. After bishop b7 and queen takes, it's just a checkmate. But since this is a rapid game, that's why Wesley So didn't see it. Now, because most of the game here he was on the defensive side, that's why he was probably thinking defensively here and just didn't see that option. But yeah, it's a pity because it wasn't a really hard move to find, I think. So okay, here Wesley played rook to d4 instead of that, and now black is winning. But after f5, again, white is winning. The evaluation bar just going up and down here. The winning move is rook takes d5. With the same idea of going to a7 and delivering a checkmate. After rook takes d5, we have the same checkmate as before. Well, yeah, not checkmate because he can go back, but whatever he does here, we're just completely winning, you know, something like this. He's just destroyed here. But Wesley again just didn't see it, and he played rook to g7 check, and now they just repeated the moves here, and it was a draw. What a crazy game this was. A really nice attack by black. He really outplayed white in the opening, and in the middle game here, he got a winning position, but then he just blew it by playing a5, getting into a drawn position instead of just playing queen to e5 and keeping his big advantage here. And also interesting was the moment where Wesley So just missed this idea with mate in 2 here with queen to a7. But you know, this is rapid, this happens, it's not like classical game or anything, so I think that's understandable at least. So guys, if you like my videos, feel free to watch more, subscribe if you want, and yeah, that's it for today, and I'll see you guys in the next video.